Good afternoon, viewers. It's Saturday, the 29th of September here. Barry here in the studio with you today, and here with his report. Good afternoon to my outsider.
Good afternoon, Barry. Good afternoon, viewers.
And today we're going to be talking about a little bit about staying safe on the road over this long weekend. Now, as we said last night, if anyone is caught drinking, driving, exceeding the speed limit, using or texting on their mobile phone, whether they're driving on the road or crossing the road, there will be serious penalties. Here's my offsider.
Yep, exactly right. Long weekend, double demerit points. You can lose your license in one go. Takes you 5 seconds to lose your license, and you've got to wait 3 months to get it back again.
And you will have to go to court as well, viewers. So
very expensive mistake.
Very expensive. And there goes your night out at the pubs, fish and chips, pizza. So it might have to be a home cooked meal for the next 3 months.
You might have baked beans on toast for 3 months.
And you might have to just have baked beans or cereal for your dinner.
A bit boring, just because you want to speed while you're talking on your phone without a seatbelt.
And you might have to just have 2-minute noodles for dinner. We know that's not very appetizing, viewers, but if you want to pay the penalty for being stupid, well, it's your own fault and you have to live with the consequences. Here's my outsider.
Exactly right, Baron. So before you take off, make sure you have your trip planned. No drinking and driving. No speeding.
And no using your mobile phone either, because as we also said last night on the show, you can answer your phone once you've stopped the car or crossed the road, but not before. Safety does come first when you are on the road. And if you are planning a long trip, viewers, you must make sure that you have a good night's sleep, eat a healthy diet, drink plenty of fluid, and make sure your mood swings are good. Because if you get behind the wheel of the car in the middle of the night and you drive without anyone to assist you, and you suddenly lose control in the wet and hit a tree and flip over, that could be a fatality. Here's my offsider for this.
Good advice, Barry. And sometimes prescription medicines can be dangerous, even if you're on antibiotics, or you might be taking sedatives. Be careful if you're driving with them on film. Check with your doctor.
And check with your doctor too about your medications, because medications can cause you to feel drowsy. You may fall asleep sooner than what you think. Here's my outsider.
Good advice, Barry. So if you're not sure, check with your doctor or read on the bottle.
And always check on the label how many times you need to take this medication before you drive, because if you take it before you get behind the wheel and you fall asleep, you can go up the backside of someone else. Here's my outsider.
Exactly right, Baron. You're better off being safe than sorry.
And if you are driving a long distance, pull over. Don't do the trip all in one go. It is dangerous. Here's my offside.
How long should you drive before you have a break, Barry?
You should start for 2 hours, then stop for 2 hours, then continue for another 2 hours, then stop again, refuel your car, get something to eat and a cup of tea, and if you've got kids, let them have a run around too, so they can stretch their legs, have some McDonald's or something, and to keep the kids amused during a long car trip, pack some games, some toys, and a couple of books, and provide them with some CDs to play on the long trip. And here's my offside.
So that's good advice, Barry. Try and stop every 2 hours and have a break.
And try and find somewhere to stop overnight, such as a bed and breakfast. Now, bed and breakfast is where you stop overnight, you check into your accommodation, you have your breakfast the next morning, and then you check out of where you stayed at the night before and continue your trip. Here's my offsider.
They're a great place to stop, Barry. Also a motel, or a lot of hotels have accommodation. It's always good to stop. If you're tired, and then you're safe to go again the next day.
And always do the same coming back from your destination too. Book a hotel or a bed and breakfast, and make sure you get there before it gets dark. So the earlier you leave your destination and get to your accommodation where you are staying for the night, you can freshen up, have a good meal, hop into bed, and in the morning have a nice shower and a freshen up and a good breakfast before you even go. And make sure that you have plenty of petrol in the car before you go, and service the car before you go too. Here's my offsider.
Good idea, Barry. Check your oil and water. Make sure there's no leaks. Check your tyre pressure, and you should be fine.
And with a manual car, you must always put the vehicle into neutral before you start it. Here's my offsider.
Exactly right, Barry. And then you won't be running into the car in front of you.
So, do you always put your car into neutral first?
Usually do. Sometimes I just put my foot on the clutch, which is a bit late. But you're exactly right with your advice, Barry. Put it in neutral just in case. Then you can't make any mistakes.
And
What about an automatic?
An automatic, you don't put it into neutral.
What do you put it in?
You put it in
P for park.
park. So what you do in your car, you must always make sure that you service your car and make sure that the battery is good, your tires are good, the tire pressure, the oil pressure, the air conditioning, the heating, the lights, the brakes, and the disc, and the pedals. You need to make sure all those things are working. Here's my offsider.
Yep, it's better to fix them all up before you get on your trip because it's going to be a nuisance. If you're halfway through your trip, that'll cost you more too.
And make sure you book your car in before you go, because leading up to the Christmas holidays, the workshops will be shut. So here's my offsider.
Yep, that'll cost you more on school holidays too. So get it done before the school holidays start.
And just before we go today, never allow children to play with the handbrake or gear stick. And because what can happen? The car could suddenly roll forwards or backwards, and then the car could run into something, or it could back into something, and it could cause damage to the car and injury to the child. And also, do not allow children to access the fuel pump at a petrol station,
I think you've got to be over 16 years of age.
because if you allow children to access the petrol pump, they could accidentally lose the grip and put petrol on the car, and then bang,
That's right.
the car could blow. So,
Make sure you don't smoke and no mobile phones.
and that's a good way to end this show today. So thanks for joining us on the show today. And here's my offsider with his closing message about double demerit points once more before we head off.
The double demerit points are there to keep everyone safe. So make sure everyone has a safe and happy holiday. We'll see you again when you get back.
And also, when you're out there on the roads, take it easy. And if you've been drinking, have enough money for a taxi to get you home, or Uber. Here's my offsider.
Yep, if you're drinking, take a plan B. Go with a friend, Uber or taxi, like Barry said. What's
Because
the taxi number, Barry?
1-3 cabs will get you there. And that's where I must finish the Saturday report for the 29th of September. Thanks for your company this afternoon on the show, and good luck to both the Roosters and the Canterbury Bulldogs tomorrow in the NRL Grand Final. It kicks off at 6:30 on the Nine Network, and check your local guides and behave yourself at the football. Here's my offsider.
Yep, hope everyone has a good night, tomorrow night, and remember all the road rules. If you're drinking, don't drive home from the football.
And get somebody that hasn't been drinking to drive you home, or get a cab. I'm Barry Fair. Thank you for your company today, and I'll see you tomorrow. Good afternoon, everyone.